Gavin Newsom went on publicly during an interview stating he'll never take money from AIPAC. Take a listen to this and let's talk about it.
But I will always be a present there. I don't take, tobacco money, oil money. I've never taken AIPAC money. I mean, there's certain absolutes that are the lines that have been drawn for decades for me, and those will continue. And to the extent they need to evolve because of the devolution of certain interests, and we're experiencing that in real time along the lines of what we've been talking, perhaps that will even grow. But the small dollar is become just the lifeblood for me of movement politics. And I'll tell you, I've never been blessed in that space the way I've been blessed since my recall and with the work we've done in the last 6 or 7 years that led to Prop 50. And we have one of the biggest databases in America that allow me the privilege, what a gift, to be able to not to worry about those larger checks.
To be able to... So just so you guys know, I had to go to 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the initial question about does he take AIPAC money or will he? That's how long of a rant he went on to actually answer the question directly. I am going to play the entire thing. I'll play another minute of it from the very beginning. I just wanted to show you the direct line. He says that he's never taken AIPAC money. He's also pledged to never take it in the future. But do you notice how nervous this dude is? The first interview, this is of course this is coming after the horrible interview he gave where he was asked the question and he stated that it was interesting 10 times. He looked like a deer in headlights. Before I play the rest of this, actually, why don't I just go ahead and play that interview, because it just goes to show how terrified he is as a politician to even criticize AIPAC or to question AIPAC because of fear of retaliation, because of fear of not receiving support, because of fear of losing specific voters. The level of fear instilled in this man from this previous interview. Take a listen.
It's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting.
I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC, and it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting.
Why
did I say that? Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen,
it's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
That it's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting quite openly and honestly. Hasn't been part of the day to day.
Yeah. The only reason why I ask is because, with that, what I'm talking about is lobbying in and of itself.
So do you guys notice right here? Look at that. When he's sitting like this. This is the sort of body language I get when somebody's absolutely nervous. What's so interesting about that? The only thing interesting, I feel like you say interesting 10 times straight when you're terrified. I think that's interesting. No, it's just so interesting. Yeah, it's so interesting. No, my hangout yesterday with my friend was just interesting. It was interesting. The guy's terrified. He's absolutely terrified. So you think that from going from this to his interview yesterday, where he states he's never taken $1 from AIPAC, his marketing or his PR team, that's a better word for it, his PR team, his social media team, how much do you want to bet that after this interview, they went on social media and they're like, shit, Gavin Newsom, Gen Z is pissed off at you. You're not going to win this vote unless we figure out what you should say the next time around somebody's going to ask you this, because you're going to be receiving this question over and over and over again on the campaign trail. I promise you it was much more that sort of conversation. And now he's going on an interview knowing he's going to be questioned about the Israel lobby. And he feels like now he has a better answer to give because he's practiced it 10 times over. That's what I'm picking up with this new interview. Do you think he's going to all of a sudden stop supporting Israel? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you think him stating he's not going to take $1 from AIPAC, or he's never taken $1 from AIPAC, is going to impact his policy choices? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But regardless, let me go ahead and play the rest of the interview he gave yesterday so you can see just how long it took for him to get to the question, because this is what I'm talking about when I say, when you hear somebody and you're asked a direct question and they go on, you ask them a direct question and they go on a 4-minute rant about every single aspect of the question except directly answering it itself, that tells you that they're too scared to say the truth, which is, yeah, I'm still going to be supported by the Israel lobby. So let's play the very beginning of it now.
A little bit ago, you did an interview, Higher Learning, and the question of AIPAC came up.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it wasn't really necessarily a question of AIPAC.
It was just a random, I hadn't thought about AIPAC, which I've never received any money from AIPAC.
It
was
was
sort of curious
kind
that
of
it was brought
raised.
up. Yeah.
AIPAC,
Yeah.
DMFI, the Israel lobby at large. This
Yeah.
has become a big conversation.
Yeah, I know
and,
that, yeah.
and someone like myself, and I think at this point, a broad majority of Democrats are saying, we don't want candidates who are taking money from AIPAC.
Yeah.
We don't want candidates who are beholden to the Israel lobby.
Right.
When you look at what you were able to accomplish with the groundswell of support financially from people who said, I want to back this. I want to back fighters. I want to back people who are independent of an establishment. How do you think about AIPAC now? And maybe someone like Seth Moulton who said, I want to return this money. I'm not taking it anymore. Yeah. How do you think that AIPAC should be involved or shouldn't be involved?
Well, they've never been involved with me. I've never received $1 from them in my entire political career. So that's sort of absolute. So I've had an opinion on that going back decades now.
When you're thinking about your future and maybe the possibility of that.
Becoming a page across the way.
That piece of real estate.
Is there an age limit on becoming a page?
Is that the job that you might be considering?
I don't know. I've got a lot of resume I got to consider.
No, but seriously, when you're thinking about that and you're thinking about, and people just have this question because it's what they want to hear from our leadership. When you're thinking about who might be giving to support you and who might be behind you, is that AIPAC money get behind you? Where is this in your head right now? I know you're thinking you got to get these midterms through.
No, but it's always look. I've been at this a long time. I come from a private sector background, small businesses, sort of an entrepreneurial background, and I got into politics by the way of a remarkable leader.
So again, let's just stop there and talk a little bit about that. You say, if you knew your position, would you take money from AIPAC? No, I won't take money from AIPAC. I never will. I'll put America first. I'm not going to be beholden to the Israel lobby. That's it. That is it. Say it firm and confidently, and you would have won so many voters. The guy can't say it. He's terrified. This is the thing. These people are literally terrified of saying it. Why? Because then they know they're going to lose millions and millions of dollars that they could have gotten in their campaign. That's what it comes down to. They know that the mafia, which is the Israel lobby, it's a loose network of individuals working together for the betterment of a foreign company. That mafia is going to come together, and immediately you're going to start seeing hit piece after hit piece after hit piece after hit piece saying that this guy is going to be a horrible president and he's going to hurt the U.S.-Israel relationship, and then he's not going to get elected. That's what's going to happen. So in fear of that, he's doing this BS, which is ranting. However, I will say, actually, the chances of him not being elected because of that is becoming slimmer and slimmer, because now people are starting to look past the BS. And we are seeing some individuals get elected and stay elected specifically because of their stance on Israel, like Thomas Massey. We can even say some people on the left, like Zohran Mamdani. I do think his Israel stance did play a role in that, regardless of what you believe about his politics. Marjorie Taylor Greene as well. So we're starting to see a rise bipartisan on both the left and the right of individuals that are being elected specifically because of the fact that they're not beholden to the Israel lobby. I'd like to see that more on the right. But I think it's starting to come up, especially among the younger generation. This guy still hasn't picked that up yet. This guy still thinks that he has to follow the status quo, the establishment. The guy's backed by billionaires. He's going to continue to be backed. He's going to continue to be backed by billionaires. I don't see anything changing miraculously there. When I look at an establishment figure that is not going to, I feel like I'm just getting more of the same. Okay. And when I say more of the same, what do I specifically mean? This is what I specifically mean when I say more of the same. This right here. It doesn't matter if you're getting a Republican in office or a Democrat in office, the bombs are going to keep dropping. You get it? There is no difference. It's the same exact thing, except the logos and what they stand for and everything on the outside might be a different color. They might be waving different flags and different symbols, but the bombs are going to keep dropping. That's what ultimately is the state of America. Same uni-party, dropping bombs. One's going to be holding a pride flag. The other one's going to be holding a cross. Same thing. I don't see any difference here, guys. I really, really don't see any difference here. Let me go ahead and play the last minute here of Newsom's interview, and we can talk a little bit more about it as well.
Willie Brown, who appointed me to the Parking and Traffic Commission. I mean, 20-something years old, and I'm the president of the Parking and Traffic Commission in San Francisco. And then I had my first election for Board of Supervisors, and that became a real issue. We had $500 limits, but people are still outraged. It was $500 from a particular union or the Chamber of Commerce. Which one are you? Are you a chamber corporate Democrat, or are you a union Democrat? Are you a big union Democrat, or are you a union, socialist union Democrat? And so it's always marked those moments of consciousness. And I've tried to do my best to always govern in the best interest of people, to represent the diversity of constituencies in my district, my state, and more broadly. But I will always be a present there. I don't take, tobacco money.
And that's where we started to what we've heard already. More people are jealous that their politicians are bought by Israel. Sorry he didn't answer more to your liking, though. People are jealous that their politicians are bought by Israel. So that's coming from a commenter here. Not really sure exactly what that means. If you're stating that Americans are jealous that their politicians are bought by a foreign country, as if that's as if that's something we shouldn't just expect as a bare minimum. Kind of confused with your comment there. Regardless, people on social media also seem to be looking through the BS as well. I also do want to show you some of the things that Gavin Newsom has said when it comes to Israel. Of course, California stands with Israel. Gavin Newsom meeting with Israeli consulate generals here. This was back in 2013. And this is coming from his personal account. Actually, on his rep account as well that I previously saw, he flew to Israel soon after October 7th, and he met with the president of Israel. Okay, so the guy is, and he took a photo with him. He posted it on his social media. So you really are getting exactly the same. You're not getting anything different with this guy. He's heavily backed by pro-Israel groups as well. Here it is. Humanitarian aid from California has arrived to help the civilians in Israel and Gaza. Okay, we'll see there. I see about that. On the somber and horrific terrorist attacks on Israel, we are reminded of how critical it is to understand the consequences of all forms of hate. It goes on and on and on. I really don't see much about anything that has to do with Palestine or Gaza or the murder there, but it's all about Israel. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me put in Gaza. Maybe he has stated more. Nope. Nope, that's it. Actually, when the one time he used the word Gaza in a tweet, he said the hostages that were killed in Gaza. There's nothing. So again, I want to talk to you guys about how much he's mentioned Israel and how much he's mentioned the hostages over and over and over. And then you put in Gaza, and the only time he's mentioned Gaza has to do with when he's mentioning a hostage in Gaza, not any of the civilians in Gaza that Israel has slaughtered. So that kind of tells you where his priorities lie. Why? Well, because of the fact that if he actually mentioned the suffering in Gaza, he's going to be accused of being an anti-Semite, and he's not going to receive the funding. If it was advantageous for him to support Palestinians, the guy would be waving a Palestinian flag. Honestly, that's how politics work these days, ultimately. It's just the fact that these politicians truly don't care about what's right or what's wrong. They're just going to keep standing with whatever gets them the most votes. So anyways, guys, I hope you found this video interesting. Would support my channel if you give it a thumbs up and you click the subscribe button as well. Helps me reach more people. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.